Well, hello there, YouTube. My name is Tony, and this is TonyLiveTV. And in this video, I'll be looking at duty cycle. Yeah, that's the last step in the whole KE-Jetronic playlist, is setting duty cycle. That's assuming that everything else previously is perfect, right? That's why I created this playlist, is you want to make sure that everything is communicating the way it's supposed to be and that things are functioning properly. Once you've done all that, you're ready to set duty cycle with a 3mm hex. That's all it takes. And probably an oscilloscope would be the best way to go about it. In this video, I'll also discuss the X11 plug in detail, every single pin, what its function is, and basically what it's used for. Now this video is super exciting for me because guess what? It's the first time I actually drive this car since I parked it back in 2008.
Woo! Oh, I felt it. Look at that.
Before setting the duty cycle, you need to put your air filter housing back on the vehicle. So as long as you've checked all your ignition and all your wires, right? The crankshaft position sensor, your ignition coil, etc., etc. You're right, the ISCV, that's the last thing we just did, the ICU throttle position sensor, and all that. You know, you're ready to put this thing all back together and get it ready and warm the vehicle up. So secure your air filter housing and then pop out your little retainer plug in the very top. You know, after you've driven it, right? And you've got everything warmed up, pop this thing here out, but be careful. That's what happened to me. There's the part number for that. Now, right before we get going on this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to get as many subscribers as I can before I die, you guys. And speaking of dying, this next week is my birthday. Yeah. So I just did a first drive in this car. It's my birthday. So everything's coming together. So if you want to contribute to my birthday, you can do so with my PayPal link. That's one way you can do it. There's a thanks button down below. That's another way you can do it. All right, well, let's get this video going. The engine's all warm and I've removed this cap. Don't lose it. Mine went right behind the back of that and it took me forever to find it. I've connected my oscilloscope as well as my multimeter in this fashion here. Pin number 1 is to detect my RPM because my tach inside doesn't work. Plus you'd like to watch it live. Where I have 2 probes onto, that's going to tell us our duty cycle. And I want to compare the multimeter with the oscilloscope. And all my grounds are connected right there. I just ran a ground wire. I have not seen any of the results yet. I don't know. This is the first time I've hooked it up. So I'm turning on the ignition and you can see what the duty cycle shows in the on position for this vehicle. Let's go ahead and start it up. It was warm, right? That's hard to believe. You know, that's, I mean, that's almost perfect. You want a 50% duty cycle. Okay. You don't want to have it just sit there. And plus it's cooled down a little. Not cool enough to touch it with my hand. So I'm going to go inside and give it a little RPM here. It's super, super quiet with that top on. All right, where are we sitting? Yeah, I'm not going to be messing with that. And my RPM is sitting a little low. Yep, it's a little bit low. You can do the math. 37 times 15, 38, sometimes 40, right around there, I don't know. And you can see, but my duty cycle is right. I don't think that this is the answer. I don't think I want to even mess with it. A little one way, a little one the other. All you're trying to do is get a 50-50. And I've seen guys struggle with this. And when you see my duty cycle there on the left from the scope, let's see, my other one wants to quit on me here. Oh no, that's my other camera. But you can see even this doesn't read bad either, right around 50 as well, right? Maybe a little high, but no. You know, it's right in there. I don't know if I would mess with this. It's darn near perfect, other than a little bit of a low idle. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but like with this top on right here, with the air filter housing all connected, it's super, super quiet. You know, it really needs to get out on the road and get exercised before I do the next step. Well, that's duty cycle, guys. I didn't set it. The way that I originally set it was using a vacuum gauge. And I just tried to get the most vacuum I could possibly get. I did it by ear first. I mean, I would keep it like this. You can see the multimeter is reading, you know, on the 46 to 53, you know, right? I mean, that's right in the middle. If you were just using a multimeter, you would just stop. You wouldn't even mess with this right now. And you can also see over here on my oscilloscope, I'm reading the same thing. I mean, it's darn near perfect, other than a little bit low on the idle. And I mentioned that the last time. I felt this was a little bit low. First time in a long time, guys, that I've had this vehicle outside of that garage. Look how nice and quiet it is. It's unbelievable. Well, all I did was pull it out of the garage, go forward, and go backward.
Temperature 100, almost 100.
Temperature's nice. Actually cooled down.
Nice.
Yeah, the brakes are great.
So I wonder if transmission has a break-in period too. Have get everything lubricated, you know.
It should probably get some gas though. I can't even tell if my blinkers are working. I forgot to check that stuff. It's It's on that side.
You want me to continue to record this?
No, that's okay. All right. Super quiet.
I know.
I mean, the top's off and everything, and yet
I
you
can
don't
barely
hear the
hear it.
engine.
No.
I hear road noise. I'm going 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, your engine build is pretty spectacular.
And there's the third, and then drive. But when you step on it, it seems to be working better. You know?
Interesting.
Downshifting. And then I think I can go one more. Yeah. Second gear. I mean, it gets up and books. I mean, I'm already up to speed, right? And it's so smooth, it's like driving on glass. Whoa! This guy came out of nowhere. Get some rear world driving in. Oh, it's a joy to drive.
Where are you going?
It just floats. Let's see how it does this bump.
Nice.
What bump?
What bump?
My temperature's actually getting cooler. And it's 100 degrees outside. Alright guys, that's what a brand new 1987 560 SL should kind of perform. Temperature's nice and low. It started out a little bit misfiring and kind of feeling like it. I think it's just fuel, you know, getting things going. Because now, man, I mean, it is just, it's driving beautifully. When I step on it, right? Look at that. The front end picks up, almost doing 75 in just a matter of seconds. The roads are terrible, but other than that, you want to get in here, buddy? Come on in. Look how smooth it is. Jen?
Yeah. It's better than my car right now.
Yeah, it's better than your BMW.
And that tutu thing is gone too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That little misfire's gone and everything. It just needed to get out there and stretched. It needed
Get those
It
things.
needs to run a little bit, man. It's a
lubricated, huh?
purebred. And it wants to, right? I mean, look at this. It just wants to go. And so I'm gonna let it go a little bit here. What? You guys think you can beat me? I don't think so. It's downshifting now. Look, you ready?
Yeah.
Right? It's working. Everything's working. Great. This is all a risk. My license plate says 2008. Woo! Oh, I felt it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This thing's awesome.
Is there any special thing for breaking in a new engine? Like how many?
Well, you want to do that fast and slow. You don't want to do a steady speed for the first 500 miles.
I see.
You know, I mean, maybe punching it like I was is probably not the best thing you can do.
Blow a gasket.
But you know, this engine, I rebuilt it, and I tell you, after I got it out there and it's breathed a little bit, this thing is just smoothed right out. You know, temperature is fantastic, even sitting here. The engine is so smooth, unbelievable. I've never experienced a V8 engine this smooth and this quiet. Not exactly the way that I want yet, but it's getting there. I think it's just a matter of breaking it in, playing a little fine tuning. So, let's see. Yeah, she downshifts pretty good. So, it's doing great. Everything's working as far as all this kind of stuff goes.
Yeah.
Just not my tack yet. I have to still solve that. Now I want to pull it up and I'm going to see where everything's at. Duty cycle, RPM, all that kind of stuff, now that she's got a little bit of breathing room out there. This is the scope. After driving it and everything's smoothed out, I didn't do anything whatsoever. And look at my idle speed. That is exactly where you want it. 43. That is perfect. And as far as duty cycle goes, you want both of those to be right about 50, and you see what's happening there. We're getting about 48 to 53, 54, 46, 53 on that side, and same thing on the other side. So it's really, when you average those two out, we're sitting right at 50-50. I would say it's perfect right now. It's absolutely perfect, and it ran beautifully. It's unbelievably quiet. It's phenomenal. It really is. So there it is. I am not going to adjust anything else. I have a perfect idle speed and perfect duty cycle. I want to get out there and, you know, get 500 miles under the belt there. You know, break it all in. We'll come back and do duty cycle again. If it's perfect, I'm not going to touch it, and you guys shouldn't touch it either. You know, if you've got 50-50 and everything's warm and everything's right, if you went through every single one of those things on the list in this playlist and you made sure everything tests out perfectly, this is what you should see right here.